Perhaps the moon knows the secret of the new sound.
He's so bright and pull on the surfaces. He's so bright and they walking on my face. He's so bright and
Open your mind. Let us begin our quest to find the new sound.
I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got thrice.
Look at the shine and everything I need.
Zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo.
Okay, let's have fun.
better bedtime.
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine and
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new.
look at the shine.
He's so bright and bright, pull on the surfaces. He's so bright and they walking on my face. He's so bright and bright, pull on the surface, pull on this. He's so bright and they walking on my face. Better bet them.
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine and
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new.
you must choose. Limbo bimbo. My name is Mr. Susan. You must choose, and now it is time for you to do the choosing. I am Mr. Teen.
I've got new.
You must choose.
I've got thrice.
Look at the shine. I am Mr. Teen.
I've got new.
You must choose.
I've got thrice.
Look at the shine.
Trapped in cabinets.
Can I get out? Will it get out? Cause it will.
You like a single time, Vince again. Single time.
Better bet them.
You like a single time.
They walking on my face.
Everything we need here. You like a single time, Vince again. Single time.
Better bet them.
You like a single time.
They walking on my face.
I did a rhyme.
Better bet them.
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo.
You better
I've got thrice.
Look at the shine.
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo.
you better
I've got thrice.
Look at the shine.
Lacy, zoo. I've got new. Lacy, zoo. I've got new.
Look at the shine.
Yeah, I did a song. Jupiter, I did a song. You ain't got one. Yeah. Oh, I feel sick.
Hello, loves. Alright, how's it going, yeah? How are all of you doing today? Yes. So, explanation of situation at hand on a dark and stormy night. No. So what happened was I was at work, obviously, and then the man himself is here, the Jack Tar lad, who will be on tomorrow. So hope you guys will come see that. But today it's a little different. So what happened was I was at work, and it wasn't until towards the end of it, which is about 3 or so, I find out that Pep is unable to come on. Obviously, it's fine. She told me way ahead of time, so we're all good. And I decided to change the time because obviously, I don't have to wait till 9 o'clock. I can just do it at 7. Maybe do an hour if it's real busy, whatever. Because usually, if it's by myself, it's usually to an hour. If there's some other people here, we can go longer than that. But the point is that she wasn't feeling well, and luckily she told me with just enough time to do all this stuff because I changed the thumbnail, changed the wording, and all this stuff. So, but luckily she told me hours and hours way before, and I hope she feels better soon because she sounded like she's got food poisoning. So yeah, food poisoning is not something to joke about, because yeah. Just imagine have to be that person that has to, that sort of stuff. I just don't. So I figured she's not gonna be able to come on, so we'll just do the show anyway, um, and then we'll just have fun with it, right? I mean, again, usually when I do it by myself, it's not that big of a deal. I usually blab on for whatever. If chat's in there, we have a fun time. If not, it's just me talking to myself. Basically, at a certain point, a man ends up alone, talking to himself like he is seeing the horizons of the sun, and the light blinds him like, my eyes, and all that stuff. But anyway, Pepkilla's not feeling very well, so hopefully we'll be able to schedule that. You know, see where that time goes. But yeah, so I was lucky that it was done early enough that I could just like, okay, boom, 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 done, and all that stuff. So whether or not people come here because of the time change, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, we're just here. We're gonna chit chat for a while. We're just gonna have fun talking about whatever we want to talk about, and find ourselves on a journey into the abyss of the unknown, and that sort of stuff. So, yes, hello, Jack Tarlett. Yes, Jack Tarlett will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Whew, man, I almost I gotta make sure of that. Ugh, I almost passed out earlier, so I almost feel like I'm about to take a nap, but no, I'm not here to take a nap. This is not a sleep stream. This is a come here because someone was unable to, and we're just gonna have fun. But anyway, how are all of you? I know all of you are busy doing your thing out in the real world, trying to live life. Nicey, zoom. That's right. That's that video is, well, technically the title of that video is called Nicey. But it is the Mighty Boosh that those bits are taken from. So, not that I ever watched the show, but Pogo did. He made a song out of it. Now, he actually made two songs. He made Zuzu, which was the first title, and of course, you're going to see, if you ever look that one up, you're going to see points taken from it. And then the secondary one was Nicey. God dang it. So that yeah, it's a really nice song. I like it. I like that one. I like all the other ones that have Pogo, because he's just good at what he does. Hi, Steve. How are you? I hope you're doing well, Steve. Hi, and Steve is doing the Japanese version of hello, which is hi. Most likely it just means yes, but we'll glad to have you here, Steve. Oh man. But yeah, so it is just me today and whoever's in chat. Obviously, two of the dudes I have here are English. But yeah, I hope I'm able to reschedule with her. And if not, you know what? At least I tried. There's still a few people I'm waiting on. Yeah, no, I thank you for that, Steve. Yeah. Yeah, it's Zoo, not Zoom. Yeah, I know that. Ugh. Being corrected by chat over here, like I had something wrong with myself. Goodness. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, if it never comes, because there are people who have had to reschedule, or said they'd like to reschedule, and things just never came back to it. Right now, I'm waiting on like two other people. Read your story. Couldn't stop. I mean, I can't remember where I last left off. Calor. So I might read some more of it. Just give it some time though. But I'm going to give it a few before more people come in. You corrected me. I said Zoom. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Zoom was the Mazda, right? You remember Mazda did the Zoom. I was like, man, Mazda, jeez, get over yourself. What was I gonna say? But yes, there are some times where people are. I ask them, something comes up. There's actually two there are actually 2 people that canceled at the last minute. Not the last minute, but they canceled on the day of. And I've never been able to get into I've never been able to say, get a response back and saying, would you be willing to come back on again? Now, of course, one had family member die, all that stuff. And it's just been one thing after another. The other was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling well. No, it wasn't that. It was something came up and said we can retry later. And then all of a sudden, not a word after. So it's just part of the ordeal. I'm not going to be upset or held by it because there's so many people out there. Like, oh, hey, Corn Panther. I didn't know Calor is another handle. Whoa. Thank you for coming and stopping by. It's a little weird though. You got kind of caught me off guard with the Calor Varfel, Arf. But yeah, sometimes it just happens where, hey, can't do it, and then trying to get a reconnect. So hopefully I'll be able to get a reconnect with her. I'm not saying it's not going to be possible. It's just some things happen, you know. I'm still waiting on 2. There's one I'm really excited to get, but unfortunately, waiting to see if they'll be able to do a day. Not sure of the time. It's just a lot of like, would you be able to come on during this period of time? I can only do so much. And it gets Calor Rinkwall. All right. Well, I'm glad I could pronounce it right. Look, I've made up some weird names too, all right? It's okay. But yeah. I hope she gets better. The door is always open for another time. Saying it right here, right now, so people don't get confused that, well, he never offered. And I was like, look, all you have to do is, reply back. But she's food poisoning, so I can't imagine trying to reply back when you're throwing up half your stomach into the sink, and it's like, meh. But yeah, it's sort of the unfortunate side of inviting people on. And it's like, well, all right. Alrighty, whatever. There's billions of other people. If you're not going to work, especially if people I'd like to have on, of course, Jack's a given any day of the week. But there are certain people I follow, and if it doesn't go well, there's always another person. That's whenever we talk about the what is it? Credibility, the namesake stuff. Whenever we talk about that, that's what I'm talking about, because my hope is one day to become undeniable, right? Like, I mean, even if you say don't mean, that's fine. But I become my name becomes undeniable. I was like, you know what? Give this guy a try and see where he's at, right? Because trying to tell somebody like your show's about a free flowing conversational point. And people are like, but what are the topics? Well, the conversation is topics. Like, wait a second. This doesn't make any sense, whatever. Look. All you do is come on. We have a conversation. You'll get it once we get there. But how does one have conversation? We try. We really try. At least I try anyway. I don't know how well that goes, but I do pretty good. I'd say I'd give myself 4. I'd say I give myself 5 stars, 5 out of 10. I'd say that's fair. Oh man, but yes, I can do a show by myself. It's not that. And the thing too is, right, he's always had the thoughts like, where people would think, oh, he can't do a show by himself. He's always relying on other people's ears. Like, no, I can do a show by myself, even if I sound like the rambling lunatic that's like 3 doors down from me. Like, look, if I walk by that man's house again, I'm gonna have to call 911. Okay, that dude is way out there. I mean, technically, I'd probably say that of Alex Jones, but Oh, thank you. I mean, I don't know how to judge myself, but I'll take it. 7 out of 10. Someone is giving me a 7 out of 10, so I'll stick with that. Usually that's what I give movies. Are like, yeah, you know, you go to like, I went to go to see the Furiosa movie. 5 out of 10. Yeah, I know a lot of people probably liked it or whatever, but for me, it was like the the biggest takeaway I can take away from Furiosa, chaos. That's basically what it is. It's just a movie about chaos. Like, yeah, Chris Hemsworth knows, sure. So that's it. And all this other stuff, but the point of the matter is that it was a movie that I mean, I never saw the original Mad Max movies, you know, the one with Mel Gibson and all that stuff. But Furiosa was just like room for improvement, but you're on the right track. See, you're very kind. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I always know. Room for improvement. Always, always. Um, but yeah, it's the movie was just at a certain point in the movie I was just pulling out my phone because it was like there's nothing here, right? Oh wow, bombing people, truck going across the desert. Ooh, it was just. But don't get me wrong, Anna Joy Taylor's hot. All right, I'm just gonna say that outright. Anna Joy Taylor's hot. I don't know. I don't know if she's Spanish, Swedish. I'm not really sure what her, trace of descent is, but she's still hot, right? I mean, people look at her and say, "Oh, she's bug-eyed," but I'm like, look, she may look weird to you and all that stuff, but she's still hot. She's still hot. But she's been in other movies too. I think the first movie I ever heard about her being in was Witch, and that was the it was sort of on par with. Okay, I can see that. Okay, she kind of looks alienish, but she's still hot. She's still hot. I take her out for dinner. Okay, not that would ever happen. Not that would ever happen. She's a celebrity. I'm too poor for that. Um, but but she's not enough to sell me the movie. Yeah, ooh, she does all this tough stuff. Ooh, yeah, all this jazz. But after a while, oh, I no, I can understand that, and that's where bug-eyed. That's what I was thinking of bug-eyed. But at the end of the day, she's still hot. I still think she's hot. You can say what you will, but yeah, too rich for my blood. Uh, yeah, never would have that shot of taking her out for dinner, even if it's just to say how do you do, and then leave right off in the sunset, and you never see each other again. That just never happens. Rarely. I say it happens rarely because I'm pretty sure there have been points in time where one who's considered a celebrity did meet someone who's nothing to do with that sort of field or whatever, and they do not get married, but it's sort of very slim, right? And probably because that other person doesn't know the celebrity life, all that stuff. And I'm just like, well, you're lucky to have someone who doesn't understand the celebrity life because it's BS. You can talk about it tomorrow. Oh, of course. But I'm here today, so you know I'll go. You know how I do, boo. You know how I do. Goodness. Oh, that's going by. No. It was fire. No, it wasn't fire. It was fire engine, but no, they've already passed. It's just when they get too close to like, oh snap. No, we're fine. Never. There's only been one time in my life, and that's a time of learning and growth, and we'll never go back down a dark road again. But regardless, I saw the movie Furiosa, and I just gave it a 5 out of 10. It was just like, what was it trying to be? Oh, it's a fire engine. Yes, like you do in the English, right? I can't. I think they say fire. What was it they say in Penny Lane? I think they say fire engine in Penny Lane, but you might call it something different. I don't know. I've never been to the UK before. I mean, it'd probably be a lot easier because if I tried to go to Japan, it'd be a lot worse just trying to understand language. But I go to the UK, I may get a little bit here and there. Oh, what you doing here? Oh, look, it's a yank. Get it. Get back to the States, stuff like that. What was I? But yes, Furiosa. I enjoyed the Garfield movie more than I did the Furiosa. Now, I'm not saying the Garfield movie was that great either, but Chris Pratt did a great job. All right, just hands down. Chris Pratt did a great job. It was a lot of funny. We call them fire engines. Okay, so we're not too far off from each other on that one. But yeah, I saw the Garfield movie. It was great. They had a bunch of different people. That was Australian. That was Australian. It was not either Australian. I did a little English in there. It just got mixed up. Hey, you can't say that because you're past, your past, what would they call it? Ancestors set your kin there. So it's a little closer than you think, buckaroo. But yeah, what was that? The Garfield movie. So the Garfield movie, I did give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah. Jack Tarlett over here trying to make himself look high and mighty. Yeah, we'll see how high and mighty you are tomorrow. Oh, reckon, governor. Oh, you want a business? Britt tried to tell you to take you on, mate. You just say, "Oh, aren't you cute? Where's your musket?" Yeah, you sent your prisoners there. Yeah, I guess how that turned out. They enjoy their prison colony. It's not a prison. We didn't get set here. It's like, yeah, you did. Your ancestors sent you there, and you still act like a prison colony, or you still act like you enjoy the prison. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Okay, getting off track. Garfield movie, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Car, blimey, Mary Poppin. Yeah. He's over here. Step in time, right? Jack Tarlett, step in time. The rhythm, rhyme, the step in time. He said Mary Poppins, so I had to do that. But yes, Garfield movie, I enjoyed it. I'd go see it again. Same with Fall Guy, right? Like I'd see Fall. Well, it's not in theaters anymore, but I see Fall Guy again. I didn't go see the Godzilla and Kong one, but I think sometimes Godzilla in his own right is sort of, you see him maybe once or twice, and then you give it a period of time, and then you may go back to it. And because I don't have any physical of the 2014 or Godzilla King of the Monsters. I have the Godzilla versus Kong, and then I have Godzilla X Kong, and that's pretty much it. I think one of my parents have the what was it? Kong Skull Island, I think is what it's called. But yeah, so it's just, I went to go see it, and I'm just like, why? What is this? I bought like one of these collector cups things that they were selling, which is like $6, whatever. Now the theater I go to is pretty cheap. It's a lot cheaper than any other theater near me. I have to go to another state for it, but you end up paying for what you want to do, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for joining me here. I know. I thought about staying at the 9 p.m., but I was like, well, if she's not going to be able to come at 9 p.m., why don't I just make it earlier? Because at the end of the day, I'm just like, I have other stuff I'd like to do. And not saying I don't love you guys, but, if it just ends up being like me here, just me talking to myself, it tends to get a bit tedious. So it's like holding a mirror to yourself, like, yes, I do look that good. Oh, you seen that? Yeah, that looks pretty good. But yeah. So again, I do hope we'll be able to reschedule something, and that this doesn't turn into, oh, sick, and then you never hear from them again. Because that would be kind of really sad, and it defeats the point of asking again. Because I've asked so many people, and some people never reply. Some people do and say, "Let me check out your stuff." Never hear from them again. Some people do a back and forth on scheduling, which I'm doing with 2 right now. It's just I'm not here for some kind of big name, here to get clout. No, I'm here because why can't we have a conversation? Why is it that um why is it that there's not a content creator out there? Doesn't matter where they're at, right? Doesn't matter that they're not reaching across the way to talk to so many different people, right? Yeah, on the platform, sure. Talk to a lot of different people on Rumble or use Rumble, but my connection is through using Twitter X and YouTube and the Rumble were the 2 platforms I stream to. But I've had people on from Twitch, some who most likely will never use Rumble again. But at the end of the day, it's still one of those things where I give up. Again, even if Pep wasn't going to be here, even if I didn't get it filled, which I still have like 7-ish days left altogether, I still would. It just be you and I, castle in the sky. Just the 2 of us. Just be the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. But yeah, you kind of just go with it because you never know. You never know what to expect. If I wasn't feeling well, I most likely would either cancel or try to hobble myself. I'd be like, okay, guys, no, wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, what was I else going to talk about? What was I else going to talk about? I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about. Have you ever heard of no? Have you ever heard of when someone picks their nose so much they pull out cold? That would not be the. Oh, I forgot I made Jack Tarlad mod over on YouTube. I forgot about that. That's okay though. Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice if Rumble made it easier that you could make people mods, or yeah, because this whole doing it on the back end is kind of tedious. And the thing about when someone uses your platform is that, so this is just my perspective, right? I don't know much about coding. I don't know much about placement of all this stuff. Not that they would listen to me anyway, right? I'm just talking to the void. Hey, hello, void, are you there? Yeah, okay. But anyway, so when you're using a platform, doesn't matter which one it is, YouTube, Rumble, doesn't matter. The tools they have need to be intuitive, right? Like, I mean, there's that learning curve, like use it once or twice and you start getting to it. But it should be intuitive enough and ease of use enough that I'm not going through 5 different, I'm not going to I have to go back here to do it. I can do it on the fly. Because you can't, I'm a mod on a couple of Rumble chats. Yeah, I'll have to add your name to it. But on the Rumble side, but on YouTube, it's a lot easier to do because they just right click, go down, click on that, and then just make you standard mod. But on Rumble, you have to go to the back end, you have to write your name down, you have to do all this stuff. If you get the name wrong, you have to do it again. It's like, what does it spell? Not enough. But yeah, it's just, it's going to get there. There are a lot of people who are still going to complain about, oh, it's not enough reach, not enough money, not of all this stuff. And I'm just like, look, if you're, my point of view, that's just my point of view, right? If you are in the content creator sphere and are in it just for the money, then you have a problem. And the problem of it is that your reach will be limited. Yes, if you have other people working for you. totally understand, right? Totally understand, and don't abuse that power jack, Darla. Totally understand, right? Because you got people to pay for whatever. But the point of the matter is when you're doing this stuff, right? When you come here, you chit chat with people or whatever, you talk about whatever, is that you're not coming into it just for that's your thing, right? Because then it's like, well, I built my money off. I've built my what is it? I've built my business off this stuff, and I'm not going to move to another platform because I need money. There was a guy, right? There was some dude on Twitter X who's saying, I won't stream to Rumble unless they pay me 10K. It's like 10K. Why would they pay you 10K when you're not even doing anything to it now? And then he was like, I saw your stuff, and for that, I'm gonna raise it up to 15K. I'm like, dude, you are not worth the salt you are talking on. I don't know what paint you've been huffing, but unless you at least show you're worth it, why would they pay you anything more than that? Hey, mediocre girl. Being in content creation for the money is a lot like being in art for the money. You can do it, but the art suffers, and it's quite apparent. Now, I will say this for the art thing, though. Sometimes in the art, right, where they have like millions and millions of dollars, sometimes the people are buying the art because of the name behind it, right? Because that's that credibility factor, right? Like Jackson Pollock or whatever. People will at some point in the art section will just buy the painting because of the person who made it, right? And they'll be able to pay tens to thousands of dollars for it, and all they're really doing is buying it for whatever. There is a gosh, I really don't want to do it because then I'd be looking through the book, because there was a story in the book The Art of the Deal, Trump's book, where he talks about going to visit a artist friend in New York, and he was talking about going to a lunch, right? They were going to lunch, want to go to lunch, and it was like the art friend or whatever. The art friend is like, what was it? He's typically going to lunch, and he's like, oh, well, hold up, whatever. And all he does is he splashes some, I think his canvas is laying on the ground, whatever, or he's on the wall, and he just splashes some paint on it. It's like, what, whatever. And he said I could make tens of thousands of dollars from that. And it kind of goes to the irony of that the art nowadays, or what we think of art, can just be superficial, right? And sold for tens of thousands of dollars because of the person behind it, right? In history, there's a history factor, and then there's a credibility of the name factor, right? Because there's a fame attached to this person, the name, right? Fame attached to it. Maybe I'll buy some of his other work. They can look at the piece of artwork and think it's not great, but the name, though, that name, yeah. But yeah, look, I get it, right? It's sort of like that thing with Tim Cass. He's a bunch of people relying on him. He's got millions of dollars tied up. But the thing of it is, though, right, is that when you let that get in the way of what you're trying to do, because what is your content becoming? Look, don't get me wrong. I will agree that, yeah, it's nice to get money out of it. I think we can all agree in this sphere. It's nice to get a little money out of it. And I try to give back on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. But the thing it is, though, is, right, it's like, where is the line drawn to? Where is it still content creation for the sake of creating something you like to do? Or are you just doing it because I got bills to pay? Or not me, but in general, right? Like, why? Why does it come to the point? And again, there's a thing about, like, you're paying, you're paying people underneath you to do your stuff, to make it quicker. I kind of get it because, again, I'm using products like Opus Pro or Canva in order to do the stuff I do. And I'm telling you what, I still have some bits and pieces that go through the one stream I did with Satian, but it's like, it does take up a chunk of time. So I can't see you're using money to pay people to take care of that time point so that you're not focusing on. So I get that point, right? But it just feels like it's a cheapness to your creation, right? Like if someone tells you you're not gonna do it because they're not making money or they can't keep doing it. I mean, if you can't keep doing it because of certain financial reasons, right? Well, first off, never make content creation a full-time job. Just spitting it out there right now. Diversify your streams of revenue right off the bat, right? Because if you're not, then you're kind of like, oh, here's my hand. I'm sorry. The cutting your nose off to spite your face sort of thing. And I get it. I don't know what you're talking about or whatever. My point of the matter is that it feels like it becomes this echoing product where it's no longer about the creation of whatever you were enjoying in the first place. It's about, I've got to make this amount, or the people behind me they're out of a job and I'm out of a job. And it's just like, then why are you creating? Why do you create? Why do you create something? Right? And I don't, I'm referring to the quality of the art itself. And art, oh, sorry, I have to pull it up. An art can suffer artistically and still pull in dollar dues. Yes, that is true. Again, I go back to sometimes people are just buying it for the name. And sometimes the quality is like a few splotches on it and call it a masterpiece and tens of thousands of dollars. But again, art in itself is a qualifying statement to the individual, not to a group. Yeah, and that too. I mean, I'm not some writing genius, all right? Like you heard me try to read my thing yesterday. I'm like, I had to stop for a bit because my handwriting's just and I might read a little more in a bit. I've got to find it. But I did find I will say I did go and find some of the questions that James Lipton would ask to some of his people. And of course he would open the floor to the people in the crowd to ask, like the celebrity, whatever. I'm not a celebrity by own right, but maybe one day, and I'll spread that love around. I'm gonna find out where I had it, to be honest. My reading stuff, not the celebrity stuff. I ain't no celeb. And it feels like even at that point, it's very limiting on you calling yourself a celeb, whatever. Like, yes, I will admit, if my name gets more to the point of being undeniable, like you can't, you can deny me, but you can't deny that at least I'm having some kind of impact or whatever. Then it's sort of like, asking someone on and them coming on will be a lot easier than said. What is it? Will be a lot easier than just asking and then like waiting, that sort of thing. I'm trying to find my thing. I'm trying to find it if I can remember where I put it, because this is filled with a lot of computer stuff when I was studying for my CompTIA A+. Oh, that was fun. ABR. I remember. I don't remember where I last left off from my reading. Yeah, because there's still so much to read. Okay, there was that. Okay, I think it was that. I think I'll just start with the old paragraph. Thanks. Yeah, me too. I couldn't. It was like I wanted to keep reading it, but again, it's sort of like it's unpolished. It's very, and it's not even beyond the 12-page step. So, what was I talking about before? But yes. So that is what I'm trying to do. For me to be honest, yes, with the likes, the comments, the fame, and all that, with the name recognition, it'd be great. Yes, because that would help in asking people, right? Asking people to come on, right? Because if people don't know who you are, what about, they can just like, sorry, don't know who you are. Maybe another time, or they'll get back to you quicker on like scheduling stuff, because right now I'm sort of like I'm waiting in limbo for hearing back about having people on, but it's the nature of the business. What was it? Where was that? Because I'm pretty sure some people are like, well, it's not going to be on until like 9. I'm like, no, she's not coming at 9. I'm going to start at 7 p.m. because usually it will lead until like a later night or so. But whatever. And of course, Meg, I'm looking forward to our little thing Friday. Meg, I will say, Zio and Chatter can be on. So I don't know if you're up for a bit of a crossover once you come on, but it's up to you. I just want to make sure you're comfortable with it beforehand, because I mean, they're really great dudes. I asked them to come on to the Piff stream again, so I don't know if you saw the post or not. Okay, all right, yeah, because I really would like to have crossover with other people, even though most likely it's happened more often on the Piff stream, like with Tomby and Chrono. I'm hoping I can do something like that again, but if you're okay with it, we'll have some fun with Zio and Chad on Friday, and yeah, it should be fun. Because I feel, I mean, it's very small, right? It'll be about 4 people total, but it'll be very small. We'll have a conversation about whatever, and it can go for quite some time. And don't be nervous about it, whatever, because they are just regular dudes. They are okay, cool. Part was just agreeing in the first place. Yeah, no, and I get it. Some people who I've had on, some don't show their face. They're anxious, they're nervous, like Happy Mars. Happy Mars was nervous, and all the other stuff. So yeah, well, it's great. That's great, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to, you'll come on, be able to have a conversation with them and have that crossover, right? When you can have that crossover with them and get to know them, that can lead to you doing something with them later on, or being invited onto their with a bit of sulch or whatever. Because I don't, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, regardless, right? I've had people from Twitch, like I Spit in a Cup, W's from Twitch, had that crossover. That was great. I've had people. Look, I feel like I do that, so don't worry about that. Please do not worry about that at all, because we're all human at the end of the day. If you really want to put this on the base level, Meg, at the end of the day, we're either going to be 6 feet under or dust in the wind. There, I have just made it more relaxable for you. Probably made you fear your mortality a bit more, but still. So don't think it's stupid, because at the end of the day, at the end of your life, you won't remember it because you'll be dead. So don't worry about it. But yes, I'm hoping for more crossover like that. I really am not interested in doing those big 9-person, 8-person, even 7-person channel, multi-panel. And even if I could get a lot of, a bunch of people on a panel, it's gonna be difficult. So it's like a very small panel, right? Like maybe that's because I have a lot of people on. Because I've had a lot of different people on, to be able to have different minds, whether it be men or women or just across the sport of different platforms, to be able to do that will be spectacular in opening doors for a conversation that you didn't know before. And like maybe I could have W on and all these other people. It's just a scheduling thing, right? It'd more have to be like maybe a Saturday thing, right? Where you just get about different people on. I'll have to think about on that, because that would really be interesting to try that, to have multiple people on. The max I'd probably go for is 5 total. That includes me. So maybe 5 total, because the more people you have, the less of a conversation you're able to have. And people are like, and I want people to be able to have a speaking time. Like I know I probably speak a lot when I have people on, but if I can bridge those connections, right? If I can become the bridger, the hub of connection, then I have done more in creating more conversations than I have in, say, people just coming off the sake of it. Yeah, which I can understand, and that's on me, right? That's on me to take control of the situation. Like, okay, all right, you've said your piece. Just relax a little. All right, relax a little. Let them have their turn, and then we'll come back to what you want to say. Just take a breath, breathe in, and then we'll come back and then let them have a piece and say, because I really want to open doors to conversation. Doesn't matter what the conversation is about. And I understand that. I get that. There are some people who are very more, with some twos max, with others you could have like tendencies to be joke. Yeah, but I'm not interested in having the FNT, because the FNT usually has like all these people and they're just, and just like there's voices over here, and all this other stuff. But yeah, but that's why I say like 4 or 5, because I think it'll be a testing spot, right? Like if it's 4 or 5, great. If not, there's always something else to try. So, but yeah, I do want to try that eventually, because I do think that I would like to try a multi-panel. The right 3. Well, yeah, but you never know. You never know what the right 3 is. So you just kind of mix and mangle. I know I could say have Phoenix Electra and Yarn Witch on, because they both do the same thing, right? They work with yarn, different threads, whatever. So there's something there. But making connections with others is sort of just like, it's in the step of trying to break out of your comfort zone and connecting more with others who probably wouldn't connect to. And even if you just meet them for that time and never after, at least you had this moment of stepping up on yourself, and then just kind of like getting over that, I guess, personal challenge, and then just going from there. So, but maybe like you said, 4 or 5 on a Saturday. It would just be. But again, I can put that post out there, right? I can put that post out there saying, hey, doing this thing on Saturday. If you'd like to join, for open spot for 4 to 5 people, blah, blah, blah. DM me if you want to. And I can get no response from that whatsoever, or very little response. So that again is where I'm trying to build up my credibility, my name, because right now it's sort of like a ghost town, if you will. And you just gotta keep moving. You just gotta do like was it from Nemo, right? Or Finding Nemo, right? Just keep swimming, just keep yeah. I'll just have to put it out there. For right now, it's not gonna be anytime soon, because it's just an idea. Maybe a month or 2 from now, I'll try putting the word out there. But the max space will probably be 5 people. Well, 4. We'll stick with 4. It's 4 total, and that includes myself. And we'll just see how it goes. Again, it has to be tested, it has to be experimented on. And yeah, you could say the right people, but who are the right people? Just because I know somebody doesn't mean I know if they're right or not. Maybe left. Maybe they like going left, or maybe they like going right. Who knows? But yeah, it'll be a fun thing to try, because I'm doing it for making connections. I'm doing it for making connections, not just for myself, because honestly, why not? But it's more about bridging the gap between content creators who may never meet, have nothing to do with each other, but there are certain spots they can have a connection to, right? They can have a similarity or whatever they have a connection to, and it just opens the door for more to happen. That's what I want to do. Will it happen? I don't know. But again, it all has to be tested and tried and all that stuff. So I will do what I can and all that jazz. I may try to do one of those campaign things, but just to be done with it and try it. But yeah, once I lose the amount of people, that's right. Look at him. Look at him right there. That's Jack Tarlet. I know. That's why I always keep bringing you back. Oh, that's why I always keep bringing you back. Oh crap. That's right. I know. I know Tomby was wanting me to invite on his, but I haven't heard anything yet. So I'm hoping to hear something. But yeah, no. That's why I enjoy doing it too. I enjoy getting to chat with others. But I enjoy the connecting, the connection, because right, we're far away in different parts of the world. I, an American, and you, an Englishman, from far away across the pond, and all that dramatization stuff. But it's still something I'm going to give a try to, because I feel like there's something there that it won't be. Other than me, it won't be the same person every time it happens. It'd probably be like a once a month sort of thing. Not as much as what Tomby is doing for his, because I may know enough people, but not everyone's going to have the time ability to do it. But it is a Saturday, so, but we'll see. But yeah, I definitely will look into next month being something of trying that and just picking a weekend, a Saturday, not a weekend, but a Saturday, and just going from there, because it's all about connections, bro. It's all about the in here. Oh man. Oh, but yeah. So, oh yeah, it's a funny thing, this content. That's right, me old skipper, me old chum mal matey from across the briny. I feel like I want to ship with that one. What's the full front answer? Oh, it's right over there. What's the skipper doing over there? Oh, he's throwing up his chummy. What? His chummy. I don't. What does he say? He threw up. Oh, thank you. What is he trying to say? It's English stuff. Just keep walking. Oh, don't be like that. See, I can do. Look, Ma, I can do accents too. Oh, that's too funny. Oh man, but yeah, posting the shorts. My gosh, trying to do that has been interesting, right? Like, because you see different shorts do wonders. Other shorts are like, I don't know you. Still jealous of what? Oh, of the accents. What? I try. Look, Jack Tarda will call me a falsifier, and it's like I can try at least, but well, I work on it. But yeah, it's still exciting to come do this again. There's the whole content creator sphere cannot in itself be a community you rely on. And I only say that because it is well known and well documented that communities astern look the weather in the lee. All right. Now he's just trying to throw me off the brig. All right. Now he's just trying to show off here. All right. Yeah. Good old Jack. Not a captain yet. We still call him one. Where was I at? Yeah. This whole content creator sphere, I am glad of the connections I've made with so many people on here, but I hesitate on calling it a community, because communities, it seems, have the ability to fall in on themselves like a house of cards, right? Like, I've tried to make a house of cards. It is not easy. It's not fun when it falls, but it's still not easy, right? You try to stack the cards here, you try to get there, and you knock it a bit, and it just falls flat. It's like, God dang it, again. I'm a commander. Oh, Oh, look at who's the big guy now, huh? Ooh, Mr. Big Shot. Ooh, Mr. Big Shot. Ooh, look at you now. Ooh. I could just see him wearing a hat, calling himself a commander. It's like, oh, look at him. He's so fabulous in his little hat. It'd be like it'd be like a little teeny hat like on Abu. You opened yourself up to it, Jack Darla. Don't blame me for it. But this, look, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still having fun with this. It's not a fun thing when you see people at cutthroats with each other, or they yell at the platform because they're not being heard. And of course, it can be partially a platform's fault when they're not listening. But look, I will use both Rumble and YouTube until one kicks me off their platform, right? Like, look, it should not be a big mystery on why a content creator or someone who creates content multi-platforms themselves, right? Like I've said it a dozen times over. It's a safety net for me, right? Like if one platform comes down, the other one's still up. All my stuff was still on there. The only way I'd make any special occasion is if I'm either paid for it more than so, or it's just because there's just stuff in it that keep getting marked off on the other side. And of course, because there was one pay it forward stream, and I went across someone who was doing WWE on Rumble. Of course, I get hit on YouTube. It wasn't like a copyright strike or whatever. It was just a content ID claim and a visibility claim and all that stuff. So, stuff happens. I move on. Where was I? So what that means is that YouTube gets the YouTube censored version using their tools on YouTube. However, Rumble still has that up on their side, the full unedited story. So other sides will get it because of certain rules and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be like, ooh, exclusivity or whatever. Like, you got to pay me first for that exclusivity. Not like, we'll give you $500. Look, give me 5,000 and we'll go from there. You're not worth the 5,000. Look, there was a dude on Twitter X asking for 15K to even start, streaming his stuff on your platform. I think I'm the better deal. All right. I think I'm the better deal. Okay. Because I'm awesome like that. But yeah, I am awesome, but I gotta tone it down a bit, because if you say it too much, it's like an ego thing. It'd be like, oh, look at Mr. Fantastic. Like, a little, okay, guys, a little fantastic. Can we just agree? A little fantastic. To multi-stream is bigger reach. Yes, exactly. Right. Like now with the Rumble Studio ad campaign, your reach across the different platforms count in total. And so, of course, you still have to market on those streams like this is a promo or whatever. There's something in it. But at the end of the day, multi-streaming is a safety net, is an outreach, is a congregation of people just to come together around one person, of course. But it's a congregation of coming around together and just having a great time. Yes, all the likes and follows and comments and the donos, that'd be great. But I'm here for you. I'm here to have a fun time with you guys and just have conversations with other people. Yeah. If I were to try to do more with this, I'd have to make more to at least offset the cost to me, because again, I have a full-time job and all that stuff, and who knows what else I'll do with the rest of my life. but it's not the mainstay of why I do this. I do this because I didn't see it in other content creators doing this. I still don't, right? You're still going to have people in their spheres, be stuck in there. And I just want to take a baseball bat to those spheres and crack into them and grab somebody out of that and have them come on. And then there's an outreach of more, and then break another sphere, and all these other spheres are spoken until finally the whole conjunction of the spheres has come together, and it's now a wide open field, and we're seeing the sound of music. The hills are alive in the sound of music, and just go from there. It's still a bit of a difficult hassle, but I'm still gonna keep going, even if I can't get to people on that say I follow on some level. But I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna try to crack some spheres, fear open, and go from there, because that's the best I can do. That's the best anyone can do. The more you know. Anyway, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the top of the hour. That's right. If you look down in the corner, you'll see, oh look, he's been at for an hour. That's right, top of the hour. So all you know is what I'm gonna do, and hopefully you'll give me a chance to explain myself. So part one is I stream to both YouTube and Rumble, right? I have a fan account on Twitter X at Daramouthe. I have a Discord at Daramouthe, mostly for DMing, and then I have an email. Again, all that stuff is in the link tree below. Again, if you want to have the ability, if you want to take up the opportunity, right? If you want to take up the opportunity to come on and be like Jack Turlad, and be like Phoenix Electra, and be like Dobby and Hans, and so many other people, whether they're big or small, doesn't matter. The opportunity is given to you. Now, obviously, be respectful, have a mic, no big gamer words, right? But the opportunity is there if you want it. I can only show you where the door. There was a line from, I think it was like Skyrim or whatever, like Dragon Ball. Like there's because it was in the song Pogo did, where it was, we can only show you the way, but not to your destination, or something like that. Look, I can only show you the door to coming on. Whether you want to or not to come on, it's up to you, right? There are so many people in this world to talk to, whether from Rumble side, whether YouTube side, whether Twitch, whether different pop rooms, doesn't matter. The door is open, and you could find me at the 3 places in the link tree, or leave a comment on either YouTube or Rumble down below, and we can get started. It's just that simple, just that easy. So I do hope you'll take the opportunity to want to come on and just talk about whatever, because a lot of times it's just discussing about one topic or another, and I'm like, the field is our topic. We can go anywhere, and all that stuff. So I do hope if you see this, if you are a new person, welcome. If you are a fellow traveler, if you've been on here before, welcome back. And why not give it a shot? I'll be waiting. So that's all I can do. That's all I can do. Now the secondary part. Look, just to preface this, a lot of the content creators, especially when I was just watching YouTube stuff, you hear the saying, like, what was it they say? It's like, follow, no. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, that was it. Like, share, and subscribe. Every stinking time with all these content creators, just saying that on YouTube, right? Look. So I'm going to ask help with my engagement. Look, I asked help with the engagement because, hey, in order to have more different voices, different people on here, I got to build up that credibility. I got to build up that name recognition, right? And it's not an easy thing. People who come to see the show, people who come to watch it, look, it's all part of that ordeal. So if you wouldn't mind, whether you leave a like, whether you leave a follow, whether you leave a comment, or whatever, either one of those or all of those, anything helps. You help me in getting other people on, and you get to benefit from those people coming on, because that right there is a connection. Now, whether you act nice to them or whatever, that's up to you. However, my engagement helps being seen more to bring more people on. It's that catch-22, right? And I don't much like it, but that's part of the ordeal. It's part of the ordeal for content creation. And I got to do it anyway. I know. I don't like it very much, but I see where my trouble is with that, and I got to do it. So either one of it or all of it, doesn't matter. Your help means a lot, and you guys get the benefit of the people being on. So anything helps. Not anything goes, but anything helps. So do what you can, and I appreciate all of you being here. So where are we at? Hey, Kaiju. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Kaiju, of course, going to be on Saturday. He is taking up the opportunity to come back on again. But yeah, again, the engagement thing is going to be a factor. I know people are like, oh, Lee's talking about all this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I kind of have to, because if I want more people on. So Pepkilla was going to be on. Unfortunately, the reason I'm given is that she, or at least what she told me, is that she had food poisoning, or she thinks she has food poisoning. And so she wasn't able to come on. Luckily, it was done early enough that I was able to change the time, the thumbnail, the description, and all that stuff, because I didn't want to continue using the thumbnail with her in it, because she's not going to be on, and I don't want to make that confusion. So, and I moved it earlier because it's like, well, okay, she wanted 9 p.m. So I work with other people for their time and coming on. So now that she's no longer coming on, I no longer have to work with that constraint. So I'm going to do 7 p.m. Eastern, or Eastern Daylight Time, whatever it may be. And but yeah, she wasn't feeling well, food poisoning. So hopefully we'll be able to reschedule again, and she'll be able to come on, because I would like to have her on, just like I'd have any of the other ones come on, Silver Fox, whatever. Because yeah, me too. Because food poisoning is not fun. It is not fun at all. But yeah, I do hope we're able to reschedule again and all that stuff, because it would be, I'll just say this. It would be a shame if this is the only try I ever get to have her on. It would be a real shame. Even if it's from my end, it would be a real shame that this is the only time I get to even try to have her on. Same with all the other people I invite on, right? Like, and I don't hear back from. Not that I haven't heard back from her or anything, but there are other people I've tried to invite on, and they just whatever. So yeah. So she's not feeling well. I hope she feels better soon. I hope you feel better soon, Pepkilla, and I look forward to having you on again, whether it's this month or the next month or any time in the future. The door will be open for you, so do not worry about that. And but if it doesn't happen, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say. So, but yes, yeah, and that's funny thing too is I have to wait till payday. So I'm doing this new thing. I'm going to do this new thing. It's going to be called Questions from a Hat, right? So I already have a bunch of questions piled up. Some from people who have suggested some. Some I took from the Actors Studio when James Lipton would ask. But these are questions that just about anyone can answer, right? Like, they're not like specific to who or to topic. They're just open-ended. They're open-ended questions that anyone can answer. And so, like, the deal is, right, this part of it is sort of Questions from a Hat will be sort of like a just like at the end, like after, like it'll be after we do our whole promotion stuff. It'll be the last thing we do out the door. And it'll be like 2 questions right out of the hat I pick from the hat, one or, like 2 different questions. Of course, those questions will go back in the hat because those can be used for the next person, right? And so what will happen is the person on will be asked 2 questions. But here's the catch though. If the chat on whatever end, well, Rumble end, because I'm not monetized in YouTube, so they couldn't do it. But let's say chat, you wanted to ask another question, right? They get 2 freebies. Well, that's where the rant or super chat would come in, right? You wouldn't need to say anything. You would just be like, oh, here's $1. All right, we'll pick another question, and go from there. Yes, may sound a bit stingy or whatever, but I'm like, you could just give $1 and we can do it again. Now I have to build up my repertoire of questions. Maybe one day there might be one for not safe for work questions, but that will be one that's more because it's not safe for work. And 2, that'll be more down the line. I just want to try out this questions from a hat. But I have to get a hat first. And I don't have another hat. So I have to get a hat first. I have to cut up the strips of paper. Not cut them up, but just like cut out the strips of paper, put them in the hat, and just like then we can get started. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's something I want to do in the future. It's more of you still have to you still have to reach the level. Like I think the base level to get super chats and memberships is you have to have 500 people. You have to have so many hours, whether it's shorts or regular watch hours, and you can start having super chats, whatever. But yeah, I mean that's a discussion for another time. I'm not, if I did get monetizable on YouTube, it'd be a try, right? It'd be a try. If something comes up and it's like, well, you can't do this, either I'd let it go or I just take monetization off YouTube altogether because it's not that big a deal. I am monetized on Rumble regardless, and that's fine. But yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's just it just be limited to like one platform that's monetized in order to pay for to ask another question, right? It's all about chat interaction, all that stuff, and making a little money on the side. It's very little, like $1. Like I'd go with $1, okay? But don't spam $1, right? It's like $20. It's 21s. See, I still would say don't spam once. But regardless, it's something to try. It's something to, work and see if it would work. If it does, if it doesn't, well, it's a learning process, right? But yeah. Once I get a hat, and then I can start bringing on, being suggested more questions or this and that or whatever, then I'll get started with it, and then I'll let you know when the guest comes on. We're gonna do this thing. I mean, I did do it with Corinth, but I didn't have a hat, so it kind of felt like a cheap shot. Like I would just read off the paper, like, oh, because I really would like to do that. I came up with the idea or period of like just popped in my head, and I'd like to do this. So, but yeah, once I get a hat, which you'll have to wait till later this week, then we'll get started. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it, but it's just more chat involvement and maybe a little money making on the side. But other than that, you don't have to. Obviously, it's just more like an extra bonus thing. Like, oh, you want to do it? Oh, yay, thank you. Then we'll pull another question on that. Oh, look, it's a rabbit. Oh, it goes back in. What's this? Oh, it's a Rolex. Oh, it goes back in. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's a rack. Oh, we'll put it back in the hat. I am magical. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Like, how many times am I going to pay $1 for him to pull out a stinking question? Stop pulling out this cheap stuff. I want another question. I'm paying $1 for it. Pull out a question. Okay. No more jokes, guys. No more jokes. Here's the hat. Nothing else in there. His magic tricks. I am magical. I try to be anyway. but he's like, look, no more jokes, guys. Here's the hat. There's nothing else in it. You know, I'm just gonna swirl it around. I don't want to pick the same one. If I pick the same one, I'm gonna put it back in. It's like, oh, same question. I'm gonna put it back in there. Can you pull a limbo? Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I think I can do it. What is this? What? What are these keys? Oh, it's a Lamborghini keys. Look at that. But where's the Lambo? Somewhere in the world, there's a Lambo without keys. But I have to put them back. I don't know where the Lambo is, guys. I'm sorry. Oh. Dang it. I will get him one day. It's sort of like going to those crane games. And it's sort of like going to those crane games. And you're like, I can get it. I get it. I could so get it. I could get. Me too, brother. Me too. I'm so broke. I can't afford the moth to come out of my wallet. That's how broke I am. All right. I am so broke. I am so broke. When someone asks me if I want to take their dart, I'd say, can I resell it? I got no money myself. What do you think? Here's a little puppy. Oh, look, it's a puppy. Oh, look, it's a puppy. Look at it, guys. Look at it. Hey now. Hey. Little call outs here and there. That's what gets you in trouble, Missy. That's what gets you in trouble. You'll be put out in the Corinth Panther timeout session. That's right. That's what I'm gonna call it. So broke I can't pay attention. You want me paying attention? Come on. I see it. Whoosh. And that's when they stopped watching him. Yeah, he was just like calling out his chat for a fight. It's like, I've never seen a content creator do that. He's like, you want a piece of this? You want a piece of this? You want pieces? Come on, let's go. Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be too funny. It's like, I could punch you with my eyes closed. Well, good, because that's what you punch like, with your eyes closed. Oh man. Whew. That'll be the day. And it's all in good fun, though. It's not like I'm really challenging you to fight me. I'd be that, though. Seriously? Ugh. Look, he's challenging some person in his chat to fight him. It was one of my dads saying. It was one of my dads saying. Look, it was one of your dads saying, man. Oh, it was one of your. That was funny. So broke you can't pay attention. Man, dang. That's awful. Your dad tells you that. It's like, Dad, come on. Jeez. You're just poor too. I was like, you really want to go there, kid? You really want to go there? No. But yeah, it's just something. Again, the questions from hat is something I want to try. Why not make a little money off it? Hey, Nifty. What up, Nifty? Hey. Oh, Nifty. I'm sorry. Mastering Rumble. It says Nifty, so forgive me. Okay. All right. Emotional damage. Or like, what is it? Michael Caine. Emotional damage. The tune in the bucket is a sick burn. The tune in the bucket, that and carrying a tune in the bucket. Carry a tune in the bucket. I don't. That just fun. Yeah, thank you for coming by, man. I know. Everyone is mostly gonna come for Pepkilla, and all that stuff. So it's going all right. It's going all right. I know most people like, well, now that Pepkilla isn't coming on anymore, I'm not gonna go. And I also made the time earlier, so that's probably why too. But yeah, it's going all right. We're having fun here. We're having fun, chat. Are we having fun? Are we having fun? We're just going over some stuff and laughing, telling. I'm going to be doing something as soon as I get another hat. Not this one, but a different one. I'm going to start something called Questions from a Hat. Questions from a Hat is sort of a combination between the scenes from a hat, from Whose Line Is It Anyway, and the questions of sort of like the actor studio, where he would ask these different questions. So what will happen is that I'll have a guest on. They will get 2 questions. I'm the one who can't sing. Hey, neither can I. My singing is atrocious. Don't ask. But anyway, Rumble, mastering the Rumble. So it's like the guest is gonna have 2 questions asked of them, well, for whatever, and they'll just be from the hat. They'll be random. If it's the same one, I put it back in and try it again. But after the 2, if chat would like another question to be pulled from a hat, they can give a rant. They can give a super chat. Doesn't matter the amount. I don't care. You can give $1. It'll be fine. Just don't spam once. But they will be given another question will be pulled. And so it's sort of a chat involvement / oh, come on. Don't do that. Camera wants to play. Can't focus. But it's sort of like chat involvement and making a little money on the side. Even if it's just $1. $1 is $1. All right, guys. I'll say this. $1 is $1. But regardless, I gotta get a hat. But I gotta wait till payday. So, yeah. And unfortunately, anything I made in May is not going to come to me until the end of June. Because for just the Rumble side, right? It seems that if you don't have the cash out option, which I'd have to lose like my pro package or deal in order to get the cash out button. In order to get the whatever of the month, you have to wait till the end of the next month in order to get what you made the previous month. So like I didn't have enough in April. So at the end of the May, I don't get anything. June, I made over to the 50, so I'll get something, but I have to wait till the end of June. Again, if I wanted the cash out button, I'd have to lose my pro package or deal, which is silly, but whatever, right? It is what it is. So, but yes, but that's one of the things, and also talking about wanting to do a multi-panel stream one of these days. It'll mostly be, I think the max amount of people will be either 4 or 5 people on. It won't be like FNT or you see these bunch of ones. There was one person I was trying to contact too, and they haven't responded back. And she's like, come on, guys, please. So, but yeah. Talk too much, my phlegm starts building up, but it feels like I'm not a bad idea. Do it. I will once I get a hat. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Meteor. Meg, you didn't have to do that. Look forward to getting it sent back to you. No, but thank you. I appreciate it. Dara hat fun. Yes, it'll just be a throwaway hat. It won't be some like. Maybe I can go to a Goodwill and try to find a hat, but it won't be some like fancy schmancy hat. It'll just be a hat. If I could get a top hat, that'd be better, but I don't think I'll find that at a Goodwill. So, but anyway, thank you. That will go towards the hat fund. But again, like I said, how it works on Rumble is that you have to have over 50 to be able to withdraw out. But if you don't have the cash out option, you usually wait until the end of next month to get what you made in the previous months. So May didn't have enough to take out, or April I didn't have enough, so I didn't get anything in May. But in May, I will. But I have to wait till the end of June. So that's how it works. A bit silly, but whatever. I'm just here. I'm just here for you. Or me. Actually, me and then you. You guys get to be a benefit to it. You guys get to be a benefit to it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to Friday with Meg and then Saturday with Project Kaiju. This week, well, sort of this week, but this week and next week are full. I still have some time in the 3rd and 4th week of June. I'm waiting on a few people to get back to me, but it is just a will you or won't you? Like, if people don't want to come on when I ask, just please state, I'm not interested, but thank you for asking me. I hope things go well. Done. Right? Not give like a whatever. Because I'm still waiting on some people to respond back. And it's just a hassle. So, but anyway. Yeah, it is a hassle. All right. Well, yesterday, when I had Corinth Panther on, I read some of the story I made a while back. Now, I was going to continue off from where I was last time. Stupid phlegm. But I figure, since there are new people here, we'll just restart over from was. Now, again, this is a first draft of anything, right? Like, this is what it looks like. Cursive. All that cursive. You see all that cursive? Good, because that's how I wrote it. So I'm gonna have a bit of trouble. Hold on. It is not either Stuff Central. I've done a bunch of... Sorry, I plugged in my ears. It is not either Stuff Central. I've had a Darachat solo before. I've been doing this solos since before Zora, so now that I have other people on, it's not so bad, but still. But yes, welcome Stuff Central. But anyway, so I read a story yesterday that I had written a while back. And a long while back. There's no date, so I don't even know when I wrote this. But it's very first draft, so there's going to be a lot of like, oh, it's new to me. Well, welcome to Darachat Solo. I appreciate you being here. Welcome, my children. Come. Avail yourself of the worries of the world today, and let me share you a story that is not polished and incomplete, and I've done like, I think 12 pages worth of it. So I don't know how much I'm gonna do. Storytime with Dara, that's right. We're gonna start over. Corinth Panther has already heard the first beginning of it, and I think a few others, but we're gonna start over. So it was something I wrote a long time ago. It's a story that's been in my head for quite some time. I just didn't know how to begin it. So this is sort of the beginning factor of how I would introduce the main character, not the character that's going to be introduced, but the main character. It's going to be like the main focus of the story. It's going to be a guy. It's not going to be some girl. The Jen character is sort of a lead into, but there's a connection there. So we'll get into that. But yeah, don't forget to be kind and rewind and do a little helpful help with the engagement stuff. Like, I can like my own stuff, but my own like is not going to help me. Okay, guys. No, but yes, don't forget to comment, like, whatever you want to do. Leave a follow. Do the hokey pokey. Do a hula, something. Just don't rob a bank. That's all I ask. Anyway, on with the show. So it is written in cursive, and it is my handwriting. And sometimes I can't read my own writing. Yes, I get to hear it again. Yes, she does. But I mean, after a while, if you say it too many times, it's like, oh. But yeah, it's incomplete. It's really unpolished, incomplete. But it was just something that I came up with on the fly. Well, not on the fly, but it was just something that I had in my mind, have had in my mind for quite some time, and still have on my mind. It's very fantastical. It's very fiction, and it's very out there. But let's begin, shall we? So it really doesn't have a name. The title, I thought in the past was to bring up like the only one, right? Because the guy's the only one of what he is. But then later on, he has more that are similar but not the same, and so like you can't really call it the only one. So it's like I don't know what I would call it, to be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna drink water first. I hate when I talk too much and my nose starts to phlegm up, and I'm just like, you stupid son of a. So this is untitled, but maybe one day we'll have a title if I can come up with one. But anyway, so it begins with "Today is the day," Jen said, saying as I didn't put she, so saying as woke up before the alarm. Sup, hey UB Legend, what's going on? It's been a day, UB Legend. It's been a day. Pepkilla is not going to be on tonight, guys. She's not feeling well, so if you're here for her, I hope you'll stay. I'm doing a little bit of story time though. It's a story I've written in the past, so I hope you'll be able to sit and stay and join me. It's not complete. There will be stuff I have to make up in it because it's very unpolished. But Corinth Panther said she enjoyed it, so maybe if it's just for her. Today is the day, Jen said, saying as that's what it literally says, is saying as woke up before the alarm and tapping it to shut it off. Again, it's not perfect, but I'm going to go with it anyway. In all her years, and I put the number 3 in parentheses, as a small-time reporter, she never thought she'd get the interview of a lifetime. And see, that's kind of weird because how would she know it's an interview of a lifetime if she's just being told about it? This may be the day after. Hold on. Yeah. She got an interview of a lifetime. I know. I'm getting it complicated. I apologize. In days, oh gosh, of a lifetime, in days, Jen Thornswood was unsure of what to write next. Small town politics, Miss Jetson losing her cat again. New places going up or probably being put up. Never mind. I'll stop correcting it. It seemed quite boring after a while. Well, to Jen anyway. People in Newsburg. We'll just go with Newsburg. People in Newsburg were more than happy to stay a little town. However, the day before the big interview, so this is talking before it happened. Before the big interview, her boss called her in. I do explain. Her in, as she usually thought about what to put in tomorrow's paper. He seemed agitated, but more in the excited, exasperated way. Jen, he said with a slight hesitation. How are you today? He asked. Very well. I'm trying to finish up some of these stories you asked for. They'll be on your desk by the end of the day, she said, feeling somewhat worried about her actual promise to finish. That's great, he said with a half true smile, but I know it's not perfect. Half true smile, but he stopped, taking a breath to move forward with the conversation. We'll need to take a rain check on them. Why? She asked, slightly worried it may be the end of her reporting. Worrying. Well, you've been asked to interview a high-profile person. Her face bewildered. Who? Ryan Reynolds, J-Lo, Steven Spielberg would be a very high profile. Becoming frantic at the guessing, he replied, no. Then who? She asked, unsure of where to go. Him, he replied sternly. Him who? She asked, still unsure. Him, capital him. he said, then leaning closer so only she could hear, but no one else. He whispered the name, and she became dumbfounded by the mention of it. He specifically asked for you. For me? She asked surprisingly. Yes, even to my surprise, which doesn't happen very often. How do you know that? He smiled, but she knew it was a don't screw it up smile. Thoughts swirled in her head. She was excited, but terrified. You gotta turn it. Terrified and nervous all in one go. She drifted off a bit and heard a voice. Are you okay, Jen? The voice calmly. It just says calmly. She couldn't see the face, but she felt he was smiling. Are you okay, Jen? He said again. Then he repeated, and it became her boss. Jen, Earth to Jen, hello. Hello, Earth to Jen, hello, Earth to Jen, hello. She stopped. She snapped back to reality. Oh, sorry, boss. Just so shocked by this opportunity. Again, it is very unpolished, so I'm trying my best to read it. This is the fun part. Where was I at? Snap back really. Oh, sorry, boss. Just shocked by this opportunity, she exclaimed, quickly trying not to get a talking to by her boss. He sighed. He'll be here the day after tomorrow, he exclaimed. I set it up for you so you wouldn't be so lost for words when you need to speak. I could have done it fine perfectly myself, she said, slightly irritated. Finish today, but take tomorrow off. This our shot, what it says, this our shot to become big time shooting us past those other big publications. Just think, small town newspaper becomes global hit overnight, the boss sang it as he's looking towards the future of this place. So, in other words, don't it up. Comprende? He said with a slightly more stern voice. Yes, of course. I will do my best, she said with a slight nervous smile. Good, that's all for today, he said with a slight smile on his face. I should say slight smile back. Make us proud. Seriously, he said as she left the office. Today is when Jen's view of the world would begin to change, slowly at first, but altogether in a big way. And of course, yeah, I'm trying not to, but there are points where I hit in it and it's like I can't. I'm trying not to correct it as I go. So I'm trying not to break the flow. I am trying. Okay. All right, new paragraph, right? New paragraph. So this is where we're at. During work, after work, ever on her way home, the name stuck with her without knowing fully, Seth, it rained. Clearly, so what? I'm trying. Yeah. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying. I'm doing the best. Getting back to it, okay? Seth, it rang clearly, though what connection to her it had was hidden or non-existent. Jen, from a very young age, had lost her parents, though she can't remember how. Relatives would say in a car accident, but it alone felt off to her. It felt wrong. No matter her, again, it's my spelling, so no matter how things were said, it always felt like that wasn't the case, or wasn't the case. Must be from where her inquisitiveness sprang from. She was 7 or 8 when her grandparents, they were great and many wonderful times were had, but they passed when she was 16. The accident of her parents happened when she was 7 or 8. Her grandparents passed at 16. Before she turned 18, she was moved between relatives, aunts, uncles, even old cousins. Her curiosity never left, though. Through her school years, she always curious about the people and the world around her. Yep, I can agree with that. Back to it. Where was I at? Inquisitive, her curiosity around her. It wasn't until she got into learning about being a reporter did things hit off. With some help of her aunt and uncle, whom she lived with at the time, she was able to get into college to further her studies in journalism. It was a weird, nail-biting times, making friends and enemies alike. Which made it difficult to move through college as personal attacks and physical threats happened. Thankfully, nothing badly dangerous or deadly happened, which allowed some reprieve in order for her to finish. After college, she began looking for anything within the field she desired. However, whether big or otherwise, she had yet to find anything work solid. She thought about doing online videos, journaling, but that required time not on her side. She thought about working at a food place, even though she really was not looking forward to it. But she thought one must suffer a bit in order to obtain what they want out of life. True. Even if it meant writing for a paper one of these days. So to get out of her head and stretch out her legs, she went for a walk. It was raining out. So hurrying back in, she trekked forward into the rain. She figured she'd walk to her favorite place. Listen to this. Her favorite place is called Bell Burger. I can't believe I came up with that. Bell Burger. Though it was more a place to go where she didn't want to be stuck at home. So keep that in mind. She likes to go to a place called Bell Burger. Plus, the stories one overhears when people think you're not paying attention to them. It was her getaway place, more or less. As she went with her umbrella and small notebook, she sat inside ordering I can't read it. Oh my gosh. I can't read my spelling. Ordering a blank, ordering a blank and just enjoying the view of the rain inside. It was days like these she wished wouldn't end. The rain falling, being inside, cozy and dry. It was very relaxing. "How's your day going, Michael?" the old counter waitress asked, pouring him a warm cup of joe from the cold drain. "Same as usual," he replied, downtrodden and tired. Still can't. Something around too long. That and rent rising in price doesn't help either, he sighed, taking a sip of that warm cup of joe. It's hard enough to find someone hungry enough to want to do the work, but let alone accept the pay. I wish I could raise it, but I already had to make cuts necessary to keep the place alive. Sooner or later, the paper will go in the way of the dodo bird, he exclaimed, taking another sip and relaxing. The waitress replied, "Maybe so. Not like you can't get the news on your phone anyway or read a book on it." "Humph," he replied with a grimace. "Maybe so." As the two chatted and carried on, Jen herself listened intently to the conversation. Hey, Putinbot. How you doing, good sir? Just reading a story I created a while back. It's not perfect, but you're at the point where Jen is at her favorite diner called Bell Bell Burger. Bell Bell Burger. I'm gonna keep that. That's a funny one. Goodness. Jen herself listened intently to the conversation. She realized she could have something chance to work for a newspaper, regardless of what it was. What it was called an opportunity is an opportunity. Never look a gift horse in the mouth, as the saying went. The question was when to ask and how not to sound desperate. Well, she was running these. Well, while she was running these scenarios in her head, Michael pays for his bill and tread back into the rain. It was now or never. She quickly paid her bill and ran into the rain, forgetting her umbrella. Michael, she yelled, and he stopped. Your favorite bot has arrived. Can you pronounce easy? Yes. Tell the comrade leader that everything is okay and the money is in the check or in the mail. Yeah. He stopped in his tracks, looking to see who it was. A very wet, blonde-haired woman. This is describing Jen. A blonde-haired woman ran up to him, taking deep breaths as she was trying to catch her breath, or try and catch hers. All right, yeah. Do I know you? He asked, sharing his umbrella with the soaked young lady. No, she replied, breathing heavily. But I overheard your conversation at the diner and would like to apply myself, exclaiming through with lighter breath, giving him her info and what she was pursuing, where she went to study. Well, Miss Jen, you would be what I'm looking for. However, I feel it may need to be on another day, he said after they both noticed it still raining. Giving her his info and telling her where to go. Come to Abyss News tomorrow and we'll discuss things further. Where am I taking this? From there, she said with a smile on his face. With that, they both shook hands and went their separate ways. Score, she said excitedly inside her head, now to get her umbrella. Next paragraph. Yeah, I do not know. I'm doing good. I'm looking for Thursday. Yes, me too, sir. Me too. I'm looking forward to it. I do not know where I was taking that because it sounds a little off. No. Oh, yeah, choking on your own water. Jeez. Yeah, I'm confusing myself now. Okay, next paragraph. Flashback, how she got the job. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. That's why you're here, chat, to remind me. Working at Abyss News wasn't always an easy gig, regardless of how she is. She learned though. Gold-plated rubles. Beautiful. It's gold-plated rubles in your case. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Del comrade, I talk later. She learned through the rough, the dangerous, and the outright silly. It was an experience she was grateful for and wouldn't let the bad of her job tarnish it. The experience of it was something for her benefit than others. That day, however, came that the biggest story most likely she would ever write. On her day off, She spent creating questions to ask, whether they be dull or intelligent. Back in the back in the back of her mind was her question, a question she likely would never have gotten to ask. The opportunity again had presented itself, and she wasn't going to let it pass by. But in how to go about it was another story. Her dreams that night felt like all the others, though something. Next page, right? No dying on stream. Look, if I talk too much, phlegm starts building up the back of my nose, so that's why it's like I have to stop and clear my sinus or something. She's okay. What was it? Her dreams that night felt like all the others, though something felt different, felt a little clearer. Again, it started the same. Stop. Trying. I'm reading, guys. Something felt different. Felt a little clearer. Again, it started the same. A little crying sound. A little crying girl. I put sound in like parentheses. Except this time she could see her. She wasn't fully clear, but she could see the face, and it was hers. Wait, what? She said to herself, unable to process the info during it. It looked as though she had been crying. I won't finish it tonight, though, obviously. I may save it for another time, but it's sort of just like, I don't know why it is. I talk a lot. I keep talking, and it builds up my sinus. I don't know why that is. So, trying not to guys. Wait, what? She said to herself, unable to process the info during it. It looked as though she had been crying for a long time. Eyes were puffy red with boogers coming out her nose. Then she heard it. The same voice as always. Are you okay, Jen? She turned to look and woke up. This morning was going to be a great morning. Nervous? Never. You can't make me afraid of you, you Putin loving person thing. That's right. I said it. Getting back to my story. Or the story I wrote. My story is a bit different than this. Okay, Jen. Nervous, but making it in. She was already late. Not by much, though. Her boss, Michael, came to her hurriedly. Why the hell are you late? He asked, with stern, almost angry-like voice. Traffic, she said, knowing this may not take the heat. Yeah, maybe you could come up with a better excuse on the biggest story of your and our lives. I want to read that one again. Yeah, maybe you could come up with a better excuse on the biggest story of your and our lives, he said, looking red with some people looking towards them. Is he already here? She asked quietly but nervously. He is. I told him you were running late, and he said he already knew. At least he's one of the nice ones. Either that or he really likes you, he said with a helpful look. I can't read it. With a something look. Enough chatter. Get in there and get your job done. Hurriedly trying to fix her look, she rode. You tell a guy how you blew up a road, and he has a full-on coughing attack stream. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna die. She wondered what she did to earn that kind of attention. Regardless, that same voice appeared in her head again. Are you okay, Jen? What did it all mean? Where was it heading to? Only one way to find out, right? And I'll probably read you know what? Probably read to the end of the page, and we'll go from there. There he was, back turned against her, looking out at the city. He was dressed in a bluish gray dress coat and pants, black shoes. Finally made it, didn't you? He asked. Yes, she said, with red in her face. I apologize for being late. No worries, he said with a smile on his face. I had a feeling you would. Said with a light chuckle. I could taste your fear. Yeah, well, that taste of fear is revenge. I'm sorry, guys. I still gotta reply to chat, because you guys are awesome. Okay, no worries, he said with a smile on his face. I had a feeling you would be, or you would. Said with a light chuckle. Thank you, she said with relief. My boss would have a clips if you felt otherwise. Michael has his own worries, and in that it's understandable. This place is his something, the place of his hard work come to life, he said with no hidden intent. I agree. He could use a break, though. Chuckling lightly, he sat down at the conference table directly in front of her. It certainly is a beautiful view of the city, though. I understand why some couldn't look out it, he said. As a matter of fact, why is that? She asked with a puzzled look. Because of heights. Some people just wouldn't be able to do it, saying it with a smile on his face. He had dirty blonde hair, which was a bit kerfuffled. I like that word. Blue eyes that looked like they were from the cosmos. He didn't look like he was a sturdy build, and yet she could sense that he could take on the world and be all right. Questions, he asked as she snapped out of her daze. Yes, sorry, just a bit nervous. She smiled nervously. No worries, he replied as he smiled, looking through her notes questionnaire. She asked, "What's your full name?" Seth, he replied unhesitantly. That's all? She asked. Yes, he replied. I may at one point had a last name, but it's been so long I don't remember anymore. It doesn't matter as much as it used to. I have a name, and sometimes that's all that people really need. And this is him saying it. Saying it with a smile, she turned and looked at the next question. You mentioned it's been a long time since you could ever... Yes. Yes, that's... yeah. I'm glad it worked. Even though it's still unpolished. That's all that people need. Saying it with a smile, she turned and looked. You mentioned it's been a long time since you could ever remember your last name. How old are you? Searching his thoughts a bit, he replied, around 190, give or take a few years. After a while, you stop counting, but I do try, he said with a light chuckle. Sitting in, what the heck? Something and well confoundedness. Honest? Is it on? She's unconfoundedness. She asked, you're how old? Saying in an alarmed, loud, surprised voice, around 190, give or take, interrupting before fully answering. There is no way you look like you're in your 20s. Hell, not even over it. Looking at him, wide-eyed surprised, she chuckled. Understandable. You're not the only one with that same reaction, he said, chuckling lightly. Nor will you be the last. Chatting or for something for a bit more. She then asked, do you have any family? He thought about it and said, it depends on what you consider family. Yes, I have actual family. All right, see you later, Putin. Thanks for joining us. I hope to see you. I'll see you Thursday, good sir. Or earlier than that. You never know. Where was I? He thought about it and said, it depends on what you consider family. Yes, I have actual family. But the people who work for me, I consider family as well. Oh, then let's go with your close family, she said, continuing. I have 2 daughters and a wife. There's Sarah, who I consider my daughter, even though she'd be my niece, and then my biological daughter, Eliza. She is mine and my wife's Trinity child, he said, taking a light breath to continue. Sarah is my sister's daughter, who is no longer with us, saying with a semi-sad face. Oh, Jen said, I'm sorry. It's okay, he said quietly. You didn't know, and it was a very long time ago. No worries, he said. it with a smile towards her. Family, she replied. I wish I... Suddenly a memory or dream she didn't recognize appeared. First were the sounds of a little girl crying for her mom and dad, then screaming, then shrill-like voices saying, "Get the girl and make sure nothing's left to see." Everything blended out into screams until, "Jen, are you okay? Jen," she awoke groggily. Seth was kneeling next to her, and Michael tried and call 911. "Michael, she's all right. Look, she's coming to." But Michael exclaimed, "She's all right. Her vitals have normalized. Jen, can you hear me?" Seth asked calmly with some worry in his voice. Yeah, she said groggily while getting her bearings. "What happened?" she asked, not remembering before. "You seemed like you were about to ask a question, then you just passed out. Caught you and laid you on the ground. Michael was kind enough to let you use his coat for your head," he said, looking toward him. "Thank you," she said lightly. "No problem. Are you sure you're okay?" he asked hesitantly. "Yes, and thank you, Mr. Seth. Just call me Seth." With a light chuckle, he helped her on her feet. "I think it would be best if you went home today," Jen, saying it with a slight sternness. "I'm fine," she said with a mumble. "No, you are not," he exclaimed. Her boss. "I think it's time she went home. Don't you agree?" he asked Michael. "Besides, we can continue tomorrow. I'm sure Miss Jen has more questions needed asked," he said with a slight smile. Knowing she probably wasn't going to win this, she agreed, albeit not without some resign of protest. See tomorrow, same time," said that. See tomorrow, same time," said that. "Yes, same time. I'm sorry." "Don't be," he said. "Tomorrow we could try again." As he walked down with her to the ground floor, he gave her an umbrella. "What's this for?" "In case it does." "In case it does," he smiled. "But the weather forecast really didn't say rain would happen," she exclaimed, still waking up from earlier. "Then think of it as a gift from me to you." "Okay," she said, taking it and giving thanks. "See you tomorrow, Jen," he said as he bowed a little. "Okay, see you then, Seth." She smiled in return. As he walked, he said, "If you ever need help, the door is always open for asking." Waving goodbye as he said it. Today was the beginning of a past truth revealed. So I think we're going to end that there, to be honest with you, because it is already 2 hours. So I'd do more, but then you guys wouldn't come back and all that stuff. So anyway, I don't have a title for the story, obviously. Obviously you've heard that there's a lot of words I couldn't read, and there's a lot of stuff that needs some updating. But before I even change anything, I'll read as is, and finish it out, because this is like, yeah, because it hits at a certain point, and I'm like, I have no idea where this is going. I'm sorry. Okay, one's a bit more biography, like, I can't wait to hear the rest. Yes, well, there's only so much more, and there's so much in my head, it'd take ages to get it all out, to be honest. But no, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and of course, when there's an opening next time, I will read more, but I definitely will try to clean up the wording a bit. So tune in for that one if you'd like. But for right now, we're going to end it there, because, of course, it builds a little intrigue. Of course, there's some things right there, right? Something happened, she's asking a question, and then all of a sudden, memories come up. And then the same voice says, "Are you okay, Jen?" Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Because there's a story there. There's a story hidden within it. And of course, yeah, the beginning part was kind of disconjointed because, the flashback I did the day after the day off. No, there's still more. There's still more. But this is just it just goes until the end of Jen's figuring out her story. But again, I'll read that part and then I'll look into not rewriting it, but just trying to clean it up because there was a lot of missed spots. And obviously, I'm no writer. I don't know how to write well. So, but we'll come back if there's another free time. We'll come back and do more. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. That's just a little bit, and like I said, the only come on, stop doing that. The only title I could come up with this story because of the character himself is the only one. It kind of loses its meaning when he's not the only one, but you get the idea. So for right now, that's what I'm calling it, the only one. And we'll come back another time to read it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it is top of the hour time. And if you're new here, thank you for coming by. I hope you'll be back for tomorrow with Jack Charlad, amazing English dude, Englishman, if you will. But yes, all right. Only way to learn is to. Yes, that is true. That is true. And thank you very much, Kaiju. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been since I last even touched it, but yeah, I'll definitely try to clean it up after I finish reading the rest. Because I want you to read the rawness of it and then we'll polish it up. All right. So first things first, part 1. I stream to both YouTube and Rumble at Daramouthe. I have a Discord at Daramouthe for DMing. I have a Twitter X at Daramouthe. And that's a fan account. And then I have an email. Listen, guys, if you're watching this now or in the future, if you want the opportunity to come on, right? If you want the opportunity to come on, the door is there. Either go to those 3 places I mentioned, like the email, the Twitter X, or the DM at Discord, or you can leave a comment on either YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started. Look, it's not that hard. I've tried to put as many open doors as I can, so you can come in and say, I'd like to come on, whatever. Everything that I have is in the link tree below. Give it a shot if you want to come on, right? If you want that opportunity to come on. And I've had people who aren't creators on here at all. I've had small creators. I've had big creators. I've had people who aren't creators at all. Doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you are. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. If you'd like to come on, the door is there. Just go to those 3 places, go to the link tree, or leave a comment in either YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started. That simple, that easy, and I hope to see some of you come from that. Still waiting on hearing from people, but I can't wait forever because I need to start getting people. I need to start finishing up June, on next week. Like next week, those last 2 weeks need to start be filled up. Anyway, the next part though is part 2, and that's the engagement factor. I know. You've heard from so many content creators before. Share, like, subscribe. YouTubers all day long. All right. Listen, my reason is that in order to have more people on, right? In order to have more people on, I gotta be connected to people. I've got to be seen more, right? It's a catch-22, right? In order to have more people on, I've got to be seen more, and it feeds in itself, and blah, blah, blah. Look, at the end of the day, in order to have that more, I need that help with engagement. Look, either leave a like, a comment, a follow, whatever you choose, either all of them or one of them, doesn't matter. Any help with being seen more, with that engagement factor, will allow more doors to be opened so that other people who've never heard of me before or are a little iffy, they'd be like, who is this dude? What is this dude about? Blah, 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 blah. Can see the stuff, see that there's been so many people on, and see like, wait, I can have that chance too, and all that stuff. So, yes, anything you do, whether it be one of those things or all of those things, anything helps, anything at all. So, and again, I'm here for the conversation. Everything is secondary, but I do know that if I want to have more people on, I've got to do the whole chagrin business of promoting myself. And I don't want to say grifting. I don't want to say shilling, whatever, just promoting myself because I'm not a great marketer of myself. I just, the content is the marketing and the conversation is the point. Everything else is a bonus. And you guys are awesome when you help out. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Again, one or all, doesn't matter. Anything you do to help helps. So, all right. See you later, Kaiju. All right. See you later, Kaiju. See you later, Corinth Panther. I'm not leaving yet. I've had enough people to at least try the campaign thing. So I'm going to try at least one of them. Okay. So, look. So I know people have been doing the whole, read the Rumble thing, sort of thing. So before my numbers go down, I'm going to do this one that just requires 10 viewership or whatever. And it's probably going to be the only time I ever do this, but I figured I'd try it anyway. And also it's to download the app and stuff. So, okay. Let's see. So there is a sorry, I'm just trying to read it. There is a thing. So I gotta, okay. So I hope I know this works. I apologize, Rumble. I know what the instructions say, but I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. So I'm just gonna try it anyway a while before I lose any more people. It's just to try it, guys. Come on. And it's for downloading the app. So let's try it. Okay. So make sure to download the Rumble app. Okay. So look, guys. The Rumble app, right? You've heard of it. You've seen it. They have a Rumble app. But make sure to... Okay, I apologize. I am so sorry about this, Rumble. Okay, so make sure you guys download the Rumble app. Once you download it, search for Daramouthe, my channel, of course, obviously, because I'm cool. And follow the channel directly in the app. If you've already followed, that's fine, but the app is a helpful state of notifications and all that stuff, right? So make sure to download the Rumble app. Once you download it, search for my channel, Daramouthe or @Daramouthe, whichever one, and follow the channel directly on the app. This will make sure that you get the notifications every time I go live. It saes we, but I. Click the link in the description or pin live chat to download the Rumble app on your phone. It's free. Yeah, basically. And also, if you prefer to watch this on the big screen, like your television, whether it be the small one or a big one or whatever, it's also available on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, LG, Samsung TV, and all those TVs right there. All you need to do is search for the Rumble app on those things. So again, guys, download the Rumble app. Look at my channel name, Daramouthe. It's either @Daramouthe or just Daramouthe, the name, capital, whatnot. And follow me there and direct the app directly. I know, right? I'm very bad at this. I apologize. You can use the link or you can use the QR code, whichever it is, guys. If you haven't already, go ahead and download it. If you have, look up my channel on that there, and follow me there, and you'll get those those notifications every time I go live. So yeah, thank you for that, everyone. If you do, if you don't, that's fine. It's okay. Just download it and find me up there, and you'll be able to get those notifications live. So anyway, I think that's all I had to do. Oh yeah, don't forget the TV apps like Apple TV, Android, Fire, Roku, LG, Samsung TV, and then just search for Rumble on those places. So anyway, that is it, guys. Probably the only one I'll ever do. Probably the only one I'll ever do because I don't know how this stuff works, and I'm not that well known. So thank you guys for joining me in this experiment. Yeah, see you there. Thank you guys for joining me in this experiment of doing a campaign ad read. Don't know if I'll ever do another one. I don't want to bore you with this stuff or make it intrusive. Well, for all content creators on Rumble, it's just one way of, making a little extra cash, but it's just something I wanted to try because I saw everyone else do it. And I had the amount of people to do so. So thank you guys so much. look, tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, I will have the great Jack Tarled on. Why am I going fuzzy? I have hold on. Yeah. Focus. I will have the great Jack Tarled on, and always a great time when he comes on. I doubt he's in the chat anymore. The ruffian leaves already. But if you would, 5 p.m. Eastern, or EDT as they call it, tomorrow, I will make sure that stuff is set up before the end of the night, because I got laundry to do, so you know how that goes, right? Anyway, have a great night, guys. Thank you for joining me. If you were here for Pepkilla and she wasn't here, I apologize. She's not feeling well, so that didn't happen. Thank you for coming and listening to the story. Again, when there's another Darachat solo, I will read whatever's left I have. So make sure you join for that time as well. But make sure you join for all of it. There's going to be a lot of great people coming on, whether they've been on here before or not. So come watch, come see, and we'll have a great time. Have a great night, guys. And as you know, as always, we end with, of course, One Day With You by Pogo. Have a great night, guys. And see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Bye.